Hey, hello everyone. My name is Paula and this is Fundiendo Neuronas TV. Today I would like to talk about a very serious topic actually. I would like to talk about depression, mental health as the invisible pandemic, and I would like to know how you are dealing with it. How are you coping with this invisible pandemic? The majority of us already know that mental health is one considered to be a taboo or an issue in certain societies or in the majority of societies. On the other hand, mental health is not even considered a priority in the majority of the nation's mental health systems. How come? If you ask me, I think it's because it's an invisible health or on the flip side, an invisible system. Hola Morena, oh, tan bella tú como siempre. Hello. Today, gracias por asistir. Today we're talking about a very serious topic actually. I would like to know I would like to talk about mental health, depression as the invisible pandemic. Mental health has never been one. For once, it's considered to be an issue or a taboo in the majority of the societies of the world. And on the other hand, it's not truly considered a priority by the health systems of the majority of the countries either, just like cancer. So I would like to know a bit more how you guys are coping with that, because I think everyone has been impacted of course by the pandemic. Not only our health systems, the majority of them have collapsed. One, two, of course, the global economy has also been impacted. Our own personal economies have also been impacted in some cases, and of course our, again, mental health has also been impacted, and it has increased mental illness. Um, I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I don't pretend to be that. Not a coach. Not nothing of that. I respect those people. So, they studied 16 years, 10 years. It depends. To talk about that, to heal people. So not me. So yes, we always think, or we people that are not in the health world, that mental illness is only things like schizophrenia, sorry, paranoia, OCD, PSTD, bipolar, whatever, all the kind of disorders, but also anxiety, depression, eating disorders are a part of the mental health. In my case, in my personal case, I'm kind of dealing a bit with insomnia in the beginning of the pandemic. Now it has leveled up, and also with eating disorder. I'm an emotional eater, and I'm eating more than ever. So I also suffer sometimes from anxiety, and a lot of people as well. I think that some people might express their mental, not really an illness, but their issues during the pandemic, being a bit aggressive, being a bit whatever. I don't know. They express it in a different way. So, and the thing about mental health is we are all susceptible for it. There is no one in the world that can say, no, I will never get it. I cannot get it. I don't have that in my family. So we are all susceptible for it. It depends of many factors, actually. The thing is, we are used to be ashamed for it, to feeling less happy or not happy at all, because we have it all. And we should not be ashamed about that. So I truly want to know how you guys feel about that. What is Morena saying? Yes, in the beginning of the pandemic and transitioning to working remotely brought my anxieties to an all-time high. Yes, I believe you totally. Yes, their uncertainty made us all not crazy, but so, yes, anxious in my case. Hey, hola, Fresa, hola, Blue, ¿cómo estás? No, yo no estaba cansada, yo aún estoy cansada. But actually, I kind of heard what happened yesterday in Christina's life, or this morning for me, and this brought me to this topic actually. I already have this topic in my mind, in my list for maybe February, but I think that the way some people behaved, I think that that's maybe in they're externing, they're expressing maybe mental issue caused or increased by the pandemic, I guess. So I don't know. It's actually this life is this the title or the topic of this discussion. This life is inspired by that. However, I think that before the pandemic, we were all kind of dealing, or not all, or many people were kind of dealing, or maybe not before the pandemic. Now during the pandemic, I think that anxiety has maybe been increased by social media. That's one. Comparing yourself, or we always doing lives, or hearing a lot of podcasts. I think the majority of us who have laptop jobs and work remotely have never ever in our lives consumed so much content, or so much digital content, podcasts, and all that type of content out there. And it's working on our brains. We're sleeping less, maybe, or falling to sleep less quickly. We it has become an addiction to some people, I guess. uh yeah, to me as well sometimes. So self-control has decreased. So I think we all of us are dealing with a type of mental illness during this pandemic. Again, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, a psychologist. I do not pretend to be. Please, my all my respect for them, and those people are not on YouTube. Morena says, I have only started to get that under control a couple of months ago. I noticed my personality changed, and I had to get it under control. How did your personality change, Morena? That's very interesting. Blood Moon, working remotely is the best for me. I hate going out. But come on, sometimes I'm sure you wish to be on their colleagues. I am also kind of a loner in the sense of I'm not an introvert at all. I'm not an introvert. I can be an introvert, so I cope with it better than people that are very social and are very extrovert. They have it hard. I belong to a very chill group. However, in the beginning of the pandemic, I was my anxiety was crazy. It was so high. The uncertainty, however, my partner had no problem with it. He's so the guetones of yesterday had nothing to do with the pandemic. No, of course not. No, maybe it has increased. Maybe not. Maybe it was already before that. But yes, I mean, like, I think maybe the way some people are behaving online, specifically more online, has to do with with an expression of stress caused by the pandemic, by an uncertainty, a frustration increased by the pandemic. I do not know, and I would like to know how we are all. We don't really have to go in our private business, of course, but how we are dealing with that. Because I've seen here on YouTube really crazy people, like really crazy people persons adopting a fake or a nationality that doesn't belong to them. That's one. That was one of my biggest shocks. Adopting another personality, all of that. I perfectly respect people that want to hide their identity. That's your right. I used to hide my identity as well. But adopting another personality, another nationality, all that stuff. I mean, I have the impression that there are a lot of people out there with a lot of issues. Morena says, Ladies, I have employees with no work ethic and always looking to the best lick and BS. Yeah. I'm responsible for tracking time system issues. Super stressful. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, you have to deal with a lot of BS. Girl, how do you do that? You must train us. If you can do that, girl, you have patience. I started always complaining about the job, getting angry quickly with my son. Oh, yes, it's horrible indeed. Yes, because at the job you have still to be kind of professional. You have to behave professionally, and you have no one with whom you can express your frustration. So the closest person to you is the one who's going to get that, that bomb. So yes, that's a pity. Yes. Hey, Madrina, what's up? What's up? You're here. Welcome. If anyone, no, none of you will join. Okay. Yes, Bloodman says when you're home with your child all day, sometimes to take take things off. Yes, and because children make you crazy as well. So you have a double, a double not anxiety but double pressure. Your professional pressure, the things are not going as fast as you wanted to. The communication lacks a lot, meetings, all of that, and it doesn't go as fast and as natural as usual. And then you have your children at home, you have to feed them at the same time, you have to make a solution for everything at the same time. Their system is not working, your system is not working, so it's very stressing for especially for people with children. I admire you guys, because wow, I would be really, really crazy right now. Yes, a lot of fakes on YouTube. This is entertainment for me. Yes. No, but I mean, like, having you have the right. You are entitled to hide your privacy. Here in Europe, privacy is a human right. Our privacy is much more protected than in the US. So, not showing your real name or another picture, whatever, that has nothing to do with it, and even hiding your personal stuff. But I mean, when people are adopting a whole new identity and making content about that and trolling people or talking about it or attacking certain kind of people's nationalities, I just don't know. This is a new universe for me. I knew that there were trolls everywhere, but I think it goes further than that. There must be something internally. Again, with my respect for the mental health professionals. This is the best entertainment, but I do hate all these liars and fake people. Yes, yes. So especially when those liars and fake people are trying to hurt people or destroy reputations and that kind of stuff. Because when you do that, with a reason, or generally, or maybe without a reason, yeah, you're damaging. You're damaging. It's just for damaging. Yes. Morena has over 17 employees. I come to this platform to distract my everyday PS. I believe you. We'll do that. We're constantly listening to podcasts and other type of content and all of that. However, I do think that I have found nice, cool people over here. Cristina, mi respeto y todo. Like a small community that's a bit weird, because we don't even know each other personally, but still there is kind of a connection. And but some people, it's different. You're like, it's like drinking coffee. In my case, I love coffee, but it's more like escaping from my responsibilities from the moment, or escaping to a better place. Some people use alcohol, other some illicit products. I use coffee. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to start again, or I have to finish this coffee. So this is also a way to escape our everyday BS and entertain ourselves, distract ourselves. Still, even though we have to do the job, you have to do it regardless. So, but I think these kind of things, started before the pandemic, maybe increased during the pandemic, like these algorithms, YouTube or social media in general algorithms. But also, I noted here, and that's my impression from an outsider, a non-US point of view. Maybe that began, I am sure, before the pandemic, with the amount of self help books, those coaches. Yes, you can. Not Obama, like the yes you can mentality. You can achieve anything. If you don't, you're a loser. It's on you, not on any other factors, society or relations, anything. It's on you. So it reminds me the book, you might know it from Abu Chulhan, the philosopher, The Burnout Society. And I guess that we are all a bit burnout. We feel a bit burnout about, maybe content creation or just a regular life, or your personal life or your professional life. I think the majority of us feel kind of burnout. And yes, I think that mentality of you can do it, you can become very rich, it's just on you. It puts a very heavy responsibility on you if you do not achieve what is considered by the society to be successful, especially in the US. Money, a lot of money is high valued, is valued is even more than here or other places of the world. um, Super rich people are seen as gods, I guess. Into my opinion, that's maybe one of the reasons why Donald Trump won in 2016. He's a millionaire, and in the US, people idealize millionaires. They can be whatever, say whatever, because he has made it. People want to become the one of the top 10, belong to the top 10 millionaires of the world. And I think that contributes to that burnout, to the depression, when you don't meet to your society standards. Also, family plays a role in it. When you don't meet their expectations, maybe your sexuality as well, your environment, because you're a result of your environment, all that. Bloodman says, my YouTube addiction started during my vacation in July. I usually take my kids out during the whole summer, but staying home, I had nothing better to do. I believe you. Totally, yes. Yeah, you wanted to distract yourself, and then you start to watch more. And the thing is, in my case, I never used to comment, because I know myself, my comments are very high, because I feel that I need to give a broader context of things. You just cannot say yes, no, or small, 3 lines answer, because you have to give more context. So I began to write Bibles. So that has become something that I just do not understand. Sometimes I'm writing papers instead of 5 lines comments. Morena saying, I started drinking coffee and never drank it until 4 months ago. No. I do yoga now and started taking walks and increasing my exercises as I also gain weight. Girl, about gaining weight. I think I don't know anyone who has gained more weight than I have this year. Wow. And I started my year like very well last year. Eating very well, working out a lot and all that stuff. That's the good thing that you did not drink coffee, because It's very addicting. I didn't drink coffee until I drank sometimes coffee, but 4 years ago I started, and certainly 3 years ago I started to drink more coffee. A cada rato. That was like, oh gosh. Yes, and that's very nice that you're walking. I do that as well. Sometimes just alone, sometimes with my partner, significant other, and it feels good. However, that's also a thing, just to see something different than your house. That's also something that they say that it helps against depression. However, not always. In many cases, and they say, oh, you should just walk 45 minutes, and in 3 months you will be healthy. No, it doesn't work that way. Our brains are more complex than that. It works, it might work, but in not all cases. So many times we as a society, as people, we do not give people the rights to feel bad. We're like, come on, why are you feeling bad? I know we want to cheer up people, but they're entitled to their moment. However, they must know that we are here to listen to them, but it cannot go too far. And I think that people need to go to a therapist. We need to break um, that that taboo on a society level, on a personal level, and all that stuff, because I truly believe that we will have severe consequences in the future about this. And I mean, only on YouTube, really, only on YouTube, I'm thinking, where is this society going? Not because of the age, because people are young, no. Let me see. Okay, you started, Morena, your addiction started in April. Yeah, right. When the pandemic started actually in the US. Hey, Flor de Oro. Bienvenida, mi reina. Welcome. We're talking about mental health and depression as the invisible pandemic during this pandemic, before and after, but of course, and foremost, increased now during the COVID-19 pandemic. And how are you coping with it? How are we together coping with it? I think that we all have our own issues now, because the majority of us think mental illness is about paranoia and all that stuff, but no, anxiety, eating disorders, is in my case as well, and insomnia are part of it, and we must kind of deal with it. Bloodmon says, I watch something and then they recommend other YouTubers with similar content. I watch them as well. That's the thing. That's the algorithm thing. When you watch a kind of content, then they will suggest you that type of content as well. The artificial intelligence assumes that, of course, you are interested in similar kind of contents, and the same contents that that people that watch that certain specific video watch as well. That's why many people have a very close, narrow worldview based on social media. That's why many times when we are discussing with people that we know personally several topics, they say like, really, I've never heard about that. Really, are you serious? Oh, okay. For example, the typical example, colorism. Some people don't even know that the word exists. Or when they talk to you about gaming. In my case, until maybe 3 months ago, I did not know that you could make a lot of money gaming, that there were a lot of gaming channels. I know one of my nephews who do have gaming channels, or they follow gaming channels, but I did not know that was a thing among adults. This YouTube is a whole universe. So when these algorithms take us to another sphere, since I began making content in English about these topics that I have made, my feed has changed completely. And I watch content in different languages because I speak different languages and I'm interested in a very wide range of things. And it has, to me, it was like, what, the manosphere, incels, MGTOW, high value man, level up feminine. Is like, what the heck is all this? You don't drink coffee, Blood Moon. Está muy, muy bien. I love coffee. Cocoa. Ah, hot cocoa. Really? Even during the summer? Morena says she noticed that about you, and it was a bit off. But by watching you more and get about the algorithms and getting to know your personality through YouTube, I notice it's genuine opinion, nothing malicious behind it. No, 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 no. For real, there's nothing malicious about me. I feel what I'm doing now at this moment and with all my videos is a I like to call it a combination of arrogance, pretentiousness, and naivety. Actually, I am equal as arrogant and naive to believe that my opinion would change something in someone. And I do that because sometimes I feel like this person is wrong. I need to tell him or her. I have to open their eyes. Sometimes I feel that entitlement. That's something of my character, and also because during my whole life, I've listened people say years after, "Oh, thank you for saying this and that. Oh, Paula, you really helped me with this and this and that." I'm like, really? I just, oh, thank you for your tip. You helped me with this and this. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And some friends, personal friends, and you're always happy about people. You always want the best for them, blah blah blah. So I think maybe I would have a bigger reach online. I don't know. And actually, I started and I will continue with this channel, also in Spanish, because I do want to reach my Dominican people, especially the ones that live in the peninsula, because I want them to be more entrepreneurial, to think further, to to do more for themselves and their country. So I'm planning to do that kind of stuff. No, there's nothing fake about me. What you see is what you get. I am a combination of a very sweet person, but I'm also very strong, and I'm like, whoa, espérate, te está yendo muy, muy, muy lejos. So, and I'm also the kind of person that people like me or they hate me, but they usually hate me, and then they like me. Me fui en una como siempre. Café con leche gives you shake, girl. Today, I was at the museum. I was at the opera. They opened again, but to watch some things, not everything. And I drank 2 espressos and a ginger tea. Gosh, I'm still dead. Most people need social interactions right now. Yeah, right now YouTube is a place to hang out with others. Yes, exactly. Yeah, right place to hang out with others that have similar interests, or just sometimes you're just hanging out for hanging out and all that. Yeah, Twitch. I have I discovered Twitch as well. I have not streamed anything, but I will see later on. I will see. You hate video games. I have no patience for video games, not at all. When I was a child, I remember the first one was Yoita, a neighbor of us who had Super Nintendo, not even the other one, the former one. But I was like never truly interested in games. I was more interested in other things. Yeah, not really into playing. So ladies, so in my case, I think that social media has increased that. It had created that a bit before the pandemic. During the pandemic, it has increased that as well. But also our environment, our families, maybe before that, the uncertainty, the health uncertainty, because it's not only an economical uncertainty. We don't know if what will happen with the companies where we're working. You don't really know. You don't know if you will be laid off. You don't know if you're laid off in how many how many weeks you will find another job. Also, artificial intelligence and automatization for many people are changing their future, are changing their jobs. So there is a lot of uncertainty, and that's increasing our anxiety and also depression. Uh, so yes, what do you have to say more? Does anyone want to join? Madrina, are you still there? Who's there? Who's the third person? Okay, Florero. There are other things on there, but it's geared towards gamers. Yes, there are many of those, that kind of subject. Also, I have noticed before, but even more now, as I can watch statistics. When you are a content creator, I don't like that word for me because I don't really consider myself a content creator. Because I just hang out here making content, trying to reach people, to talk about stuff, and I'm really a content creator. You get all your statistics, how many minutes people watch, how many hours, how many views, and where they're from, that kind of information. And what those people regularly, what your the people that watch you watch as well, I guess. A lot of data that I haven't not even watched everything because it's a lot. They measure everything. And I think that pandering content is also very dangerous. It's really problematic, and it impacts your mental health. Since the last 2 months, I've been having a different kind of content. So I see. I will go straight to the point. For example, in the AA community, I see a lot of pandering, a lot of content about women, about men, one community tearing each other apart, and people commenting terrible things about their own community and selling selling courses about how to get out of that community. It's not a bad thing if it's impacting you or your life negatively, but also talking BS about yourself and your community, making money about that, and telling people what they want to hear. Black BM are this, BW are that, and they are infusing a certain type of content and making money of it. To me, I am not, I'm not a saint or anything. I am not a moralist, but to me that goes too far. And those people that follow or are subscribed to that type of content, they don't know how detrimental that type of content is for them. They are actually used to make other people rich. So a lot of people are consciously talking only about a certain type of content, wanting you to believe some things and monetizing on that. I think that's very, very dangerous. And that increases, of course, in my opinion, your anxiety, your depression, because you might think there's no solution for you. So our community, no, not at all. I think that the ones from our community that like to to talk BS about us, Dominican this, the true about Dominican and Haitian history, the true about Dominican blah blah blah, and the romanticization of Trujillo are those. I think there are two types of those kind of people. The ones that know there are views on that, because some people just don't like Dominicans, we don't care, but that's our problem. And two, the ones that want the sympathy of other groups, the ones that actually they are Dominicans, but they do not feel Dominican, and they want to be integrated or accepted in the Black American community, to be totally honest. So when they begin to, like when we talk about certain issues that we have, then they will always say yes, we also have the issue, and even worse because blah 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 blah, without knowing anything about it, we know without knowing the context or giving context about that. So a lot of pandering. Um, yes, I feel that some people, I will not mention them, they're all over on social media. So they do it on based on, they're searching for some sympathy, and others, they just want to, they have just learned that they can make a living out of their community troubles. I've learned during this last month, 3 months, that many, I was like Black American men, they do make a living talking BS about Black women, Black American women. Also, Black American women monetize on that, make a living talking BS about leaving the Black community. Black American men are garbage, that kind of thing, are trash. They're not good, blah blah blah. So they make a living of it, about their issues, their troubles. They yeah. So yeah, they advertise actually to the world their issues. People can talk, of course, about issues, but it's making them seen as foolish people, actually, from the external side, from here Europe. It's like I feel bad for them, and I feel, yeah, that kind of people, they, I cannot judge. I cannot blame the player because they are also looking for that content. Some people are just looking for that content. They're distracting themselves with detrimental content, and yes, that's, I don't know, the yeah. And the thing is, I don't think they want to have a solution for some problems. They just want to live of it. So they talk all the time about those problems. They never offer really real solutions. They want to live of it. They want to continue living of that. So, but that's another topic. But I think that kind of topic does harm them mentally. About what Blood Moon, about, the dating, white Black men only want Becky's, white women, and all that stuff. So Black women are aggressive, Black women this, white men are all pookies and ray race, save yourself, blah blah blah. Not all people in are bad. Not all people are good in any community of the world. But I think I don't know any other community that talks about their own like that. And like, all communities have issues here. Arabs have issues. People from the Middle East, of course, Arabs, Maghrebis, um, India, Asians, every community has its own issues, but no one is capitalizing on it. They're having some discussions, intellectual discussions, or and sometimes, not always, kind of trying to look for a solution, but not individual people trying to monetize it and become, to live of it, to make to advertise, to make it, even worse. And I think that contributes to that problem, the advertisement, and that maybe making it a bigger issue than it is and with the work of the algorithms altogether, seeing all that kind of content all the time narrows their world, and that might impact their mental health, I believe. So this, if anyone will be watching this is not how you say that, a negative critic for the American Black community. Not at all. This is a critic for some people monetizing and of their own people like that. So, ladies, anyone has anything to say? Are you still there? So, Anyone there? Anyone there? Anyone there? No one wants to join. This video is actually, a positive video, important video in my view, because I think this is the most important and serious video that I have made, a live video, whatever. And I think no one will watch it because it's too serious. That's not exciting enough. I do not think they help people at all. No, not at all. I think they're there in order to monetize it. And it's okay. Hey, USA capitalization, monetization, you can capitalize everything. That's something very typical American that I actually admire. They make their money, they hustle regardless, and they can sell anything. They sell ice in Alaska and sand in the Sahara and water in the Atlantic Ocean. So, they are the best at it, Americans. So I don't truly criticize that business vision. However, I do criticize oh my gosh, the sentimental aspect of it. I would never, for personal gain, belittle nor ensuciar, always say ensuciar, trash my own community. That's a lack of loyalty. That's, to me, a lack of pride, and that's a lack of self-love. Living off the detriment of your own people. That's, that's a lack of personal and maybe as well group love, group, I don't know, group love, group loyalty, group pride. I could never do so. And I watch a lot of content, and we all give a lot of comments to ourselves, to our family, systems, countries, everything. But it's different. That's different. So, Dominican Republic, my gosh, they're so corrupt. Those people, there's a lot of delinquency over there, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, Dominican men, they're cheaters. But with not having channels, talking, humiliating them, or they do not have channels humiliating us. All Dominican women are chapeadoras. They just want your money. They don't care about. No, never. Dominican women, you're buying a new body nowadays. It used to be natural. Nowadays, you're buying a new body. Blah blah blah. So yes, but in essence, I think some channels can be of help, entertainment, yes, and wretchedness. I do definitely like the wretched ones to laugh. Most I view as informative. Yes, of course, it can be informative and entertaining, for sure. But I think, or maybe it has to do with people with the viewers' minds, and I'm confused right now, to be honest, because again, from an external point of view, and I think you guys as grown-up women as well, you watch it as entertainment. Me too. To me, for an example, Cardi B is entertainment. That's her persona. No, Cardi B is, she's like who she is. That's she's not an example. She's not there to be a moral figure, to be a leader, to tell us how to live our lives. She's there to entertain us, or to entertain a certain type of adult that like a certain type of songs, contents at a certain place and time. Why not? She can be there, but we don't see her as role model, in the sense of I want to be like Cardi B, I want to be a stripper first and then a rapper or a trapper or whatever. No. So that I know that, and all other celebrity things, we don't leave that out. And I think that many channels try to give the example that entertainers, athletes, that kind of famous people, celebrities in general, are an example, are goals, are objectives that we have to reach. So yes, and some of them can, they can have they can give good advice. All those, some of those dating and coaching, whatever channels for women and for men, they can help. But you have to know that they also have their own agenda. They want to make some profit about that, and they touch on sensitive points as well that you can, that they can, that you can better, but also sometimes they're, yeah. For example, Kevin Samuels, I don't think it's a bad channel. I don't really watch his content. I watch his content, I think, in even before he exploded, or his content went viral, in several videos of him, or not everything, and years before with the perfume thing that I was, you know, that's another thing, something about the perfume for men. And I was like, yeah, he's right. I was laughing. And I'm like, really? Does he have to make a content about that? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. If you're a woman, or, if you have some brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews, father, you know that. But I understood, yeah, sometimes it's very hard, but it helps. I think it helps. It might, if you don't know that content, then it's very helpful. Some women out there as well, but I think the majority, or I don't know. I think there is more than only helping. Of course, you're entitled to make money, but sometimes I think that they go too far, and I to me, it's very painful. Even though I do not belong to that community, it's painful to see and to watch that. I watch a YouTuber who tells women who are shunned from their own community to think about their well-being and do what they need. Oh yes, and need what they need to do to better themselves. No, that's good. If they have been shunned from their own community, that would be cool. Like, I've never, that type of content would be great for many, especially women from the Middle East that decided to leave their community, or to leave their lives. Last week, on the 29th of December, a honor killing took place here in Belgium, in the French side of Belgium. A girl who was 29 years old was apparently killed by her own brother. So she left her community. She was living her life. She was too westernized and all of that. She was Syrian. And she put on her Facebook, like, come on, guys, be happy, because everybody dies at the end of the day. That's also the way I think. Everybody dies. So, just living her life. And she always had, even though she was 29 years old and she lived alone without being married, which is a huge scandal. But her brother, her family, it was too much. It's not the first time that kind of act has taken place here. I think in the last 20 years, I know, I think 3 times, or maybe in the last 10 years. So yeah, for those women, that kind of channel, I know they kind of exist. Some Muslim, certain type of Muslim feminism channel and all of that. Some that have become atheist. So I think that, that's very, very helpful. However, they're not really shunning their they're not really belittling or humiliating their own communities nor families. So that's a loyalty factor of it. Yes, that kind of content is certainly positive. Blood Moon. Morena says, that sounds like an interesting channel. I seen a show like that a few years ago, an Indian woman who came to the US to avoid her arranged marriage. Yes, exactly. That kind of content. I know it exists. But I didn't know that the one that you talked before about women that are shunned from their community and helping them how to improve or keep their lives going on. I don't know that, but I know they have many types of content. But even though they leave their communities, they never humiliate, they never talk down on them. So not in my experience that I have heard or seen that. So yeah, they say they're a bit backwards. they don't know better, say so they don't act, but they don't do better. So it's different. It's different than say, yeah, my mother or my father or men of that religion or they, there is this pride and loyalty sentiment that still lives there, and I appreciate loyalty and also pride. Yes. She's Black American. Her name is Chrissy. Ah, Chrissy. Yes, I know Chrissy. I've seen several videos of Chrissy. How I know she has the best intention. However, in my opinion, I do think that sometimes she goes a bit too far. But I do feel that she has the best intention, and I do agree with her in many on many things. Like one, you have to work on your own promotion. You have to stop idolizing people that truly do not look like you. Three, stop defending that those people that do not look like you belong to your group. And four, yeah, promote yourself. Conté bien, porque yo me pierdo. Promote yourself. Promote your women, of course. But but she says like light-skinned women are not your friends. That kind of BS is very dividing. For mixed women are not your friends, or Latina, or whatever. That's very dividing, and I don't think that's true. She's putting women against each other. I know you have to promote yourself always, and regardless, but you don't have to separate people or put, in order to uplift yourself or your community. No, you don't have to divide people. Ludman says, I started loading. I missed why the brother killed his. Sorry. He killed his sister because she was too westernized. She was living her life. She was 29 years old. She was not married. She lived alone. She was a Western girl. She was free. She was like living the life that you and I are leading. And yeah, her family, her 5 brothers could not accept that. That's the thing that I hate. And yeah, one of them apparently, it's not proven yet, apparently, supuesta y alegadamente, allegedly, supposedly, do you guys? No, you don't guys. Supposedly and allegedly, it was an honor killing committed by her own brother of the same mother, same father, same flesh and blood. Yeah, that's a pity. So, ladies, do you have? So you think actually that the majority of those contents that I am criticizing are generally useful? So okay, it can be. I was just giving my perspective from the outside that I see it like more. That's so, trashing your own group. So, do you would like to say or to share anything else, or not? And then we can finish this serious and deep life. Ladies. Okay, thank you. Morena, you must be working now, I guess. Oh, okay. Okay, ladies, so there's a third person there. Who's the third person? Hello. All girls, please like and subscribe. And men, like. You're cleaning. Okay, Morena, you're cleaning your fridge and listening to me. You're like me, like I'm having my Bluetooth headset and I'm doing everything. I'm working. I am cleaning, I am cooking, I'm doing whatever with that. Yes, but it's very important. Take some pauses. I take also like a noise off pause. You know why? Because it becomes very overwhelming. Sometimes my ear ache, but not only that, my mind becomes very overwhelmed. There is a lot of content, a lot of data in my mind from work, from the content that you're listening to, things that you're doing at home. You have to divide your concentration. So please be aware, because se me partió una vaina, boté una botella de aceite. So please. So it becomes very overwhelming. Yes, my title should be so, yeah, clickbait to get more people. Yes, sometimes I've tried that actually, and those are the ones that have more views, even though I don't really have like 1,000 views or something. But yes, those titles are a bit, catchy. They attract people as well. But I feel a bit guilty about that, even though that's how how it is. It is how it is, how it works. But yeah, maybe I will do that as well. And I checked that talking about Lapis Consciente, my favorite rapper as well, works very well with the Dominican youth. I already knew that. Everybody knows that in the DR. However, it's very odd. But actually, that's a public that I want to attract for the entrepreneurial project that I have. But they're only interested in music, dembow, hookah, and all that stuff. Because actually, my initial project is, I haven't told you anyone here, is I would like to have I would like them to start their own small businesses. For example, que pongan una to add value to things and export their products, to work in the agriculture. We were all brainwashed that agriculture was something bad, something for stupid people, and that having an office job was considered to be successful, to have you know to be okay in life, working in an office for somebody else instead of providing for food. Food is the most important thing, because without food you cannot work at an enterprise, because you can wait 1 month for your salary, but you cannot wait 2 or 3 days without eating. You can not eat for 3 weeks, that, but okay. So I want Dominican people to stay in el campo, in their villages, and work that and add value. What we always do is we export the primary materials, mangoes, but we never export mango chips, mango juice, mango nectar, mango dried fruit, that kind of things. And for that kind of things, you ask more money. Never, when you're going to in the supermarket, watch what's trending. Those food company, big corporations, European and American corporations, they're not crazy. They do not invest in money on things that are not profitable. Like 5 years ago, it was very difficult to find a coconut here in Europe. A fresh coconut. You have now in all supermarkets coconuts. Or not in all supermarkets every day, but still. You have coconut juice. You have now pineapple chips and that kind of stuff. A lot of organic drinks. And I'm always thinking, why? And I only see one type, or the type of Dominican products that I see are always materia prima, guineo or batata, that kind of things. Never guineo chips, banana chips, or that kind of stuff. The stuff that you can pay some money. That kind of things. Like that's one. And two, to create their own businesses locally. ¿Cuál he yo pensado? For example, there's something that I do every summer, and it is I've frozen my own fruit. I froze my fruit, or I just make a frozen. It's frozen, the fruit as such, or I freeze. Yo congelo syrups de fruta. Por ejemplo, de melocotón, syrup con sabor a piña, ese tipo de cosas, yo la congelo en cubitos y después yo la echo en un cóctel, ¿ya? Eso es algo que se vendería, diría yo, porque al dominicano le encanta una beba. So, es algo que ellos pueden vender en sus casas instead of, expecting someone to help them always. That kind of things, like small little projects. I would like them to do so. So, yeah. Morena says, En español también trae muchos dominicanos. Sí, 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 sí. Por ejemplo, el público dominicano mío, I have two. En fin, ahora tengo muchos gringos, ustedes, que en términos de estadísticas, los voy a considerar gringos, you guys, because you live in the US, but my Dominican viewers were, I had two kinds, los lapicistas, or the ones that were, the ones that were interested in politics and social issues. Those two. And that was also a kind of issue, echo chamber, because I'm like, come on, yes, great, but you think like me, I'm not teaching you something, you're not learning anything from me, you're not changing or waking up your mind, because you as well, Blood Moon, when you comment, it's like on Dominican issues, like that's common sense to us. But it's not common sense to those lapicistas there, and those are the ones that I want them to know, to wake up a bit, and some people. So Dominicans like politics or dembow y ese tipo de cosas. So two types of different people. Okay, I also talked about those topics, but en fin, esos jovencitos yo lo tengo aquí colgado en el corazón, realmente que sí. And then I went out to do some shopping and came home and fell asleep. I feel like I wasted the whole day. Oh, girl, no. No. Well, maybe it's because I have a significant other, so I have to wake up and do some stuff. Otherwise, I think that I will be also sleeping a lot. Cuando viene a ver, because yesterday, all these days, or so. Tomorrow, if I do a live, it will be like 8 or 9 o'clock for me here, like 3 or 4 EST New York time, because it's tiring. It's like you're a zombie. Like my voice, I don't know if you notice a difference, but whoa, it's very, very different. Morena says, I can get coco de agua here. A lot of Caribbean products in general, no hay. Here are a lot of Central and Mexican Latinos, so those are the markets out here. Por ejemplo, oh yeah, but maybe, the thing is, like, those products here are very exotic. A lot of people don't even know that. So you have many open-minded Europeans or Belgians in general, they like to try things out. Of other cuisines. They like to cook it themselves or go to certain restaurants, and they buy it. So some supermarkets are now a bit smarter, or people are exporting more to those distributors, and we are seeing that in the mainstream supermarkets. When I was a child, when I migrated here, and in my late teens and 20s, we had to go to certain shops. For example, today I went to an African shop, and I bought. What did I buy? Actually, I didn't even buy African and Dominican stuff like ñame, ñemolea, plátano, batata, all that stuff. Esta cosa que es babosa que no me gusta, molondrones. So I bought some Nigerian hot peppers. That's what I did actually. So, but to buy all that range, you have to move yourself. You have to move yourself. You have to displace yourself. So, displace yourself? No. O sea, tiene que mover, tiene que desplazarte. Displace. So, you have to go somewhere. So, for a little bit further than usual, and then you find all that stuff there for many communities. But you're beginning to find more and more in the mainstream supermarket. So I would love those people from where they are to export more and export products with added value. Like you can make a flour out of plátanos, la harina del negrito, for example. Why don't you make cake? Why don't you sell more harina del negrito in Dominican Republic and in the other islands, and to make bakery instead of based on flour, based on plátano, gluten free. Market that as gluten free. Hey, this is a cake. this is whatever, and it's gluten free. I have a lot of ideas based on that. Mermelada de lo que sea. Curacao, for example. Did you guys know that Curacao doesn't have river water? They don't have rivers in Curacao. So their water, their seawater is actually purified, filtered, and all that stuff to be drinkable and to use for agriculture. They use it for agriculture and everything. And in Curacao, water is that's gold. That's so expensive there. So that's a market where you can export a lot of things. So I would like young people to think and to know about that. For example, we copy a lot of things. Why don't we copy maybe how to make croissant, to make some crepes, some Belgian waffles, and all that kind of stuff, and provide it there. Why don't we make our own ice cream? An ice cream machine is only $50. That's what I would like to do. Have that kind of people that want to be entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, and I would like to buy that thing on Amazon and send that or a part of it. Like how much actually in my private life I have done it together with my mom. O sea, voy a contar esto en español porque se ve como más feo. Una señora que era doméstica en un lugar de una persona de nuestra familia, perdió el empleo, o no se perdió el empleo, se tenía que ir al campo por X o Y razón, pero no tenía dinero. Mami le dio un dinero, así como, y le compró una neverita para que la señora pudiera vender pollo, helado y ese tipo de cosas. Y yo también le di un dinero, eso se ve feo, yo lo sé, un dinero para tenerlo de stock. Para tenerlo de cash flow y ese tipo de cosas. Tú estás ayudando a una persona a pescar, no le estás dando. That's always the same thing. O sea, toma 5,000, toma lo que sea, pero ya eso se gasta. Pero ese tipo de persona que quiere echar para adelante, que quiere comenzar con algo, diciendo tú comienzas con tal, tú vendes tal, tú estás ayudando a una persona y esa persona después no pide más. Those people don't ask for money anymore because, ya tienen... They already have the pride that they can, truly provide for themselves. Y le dije, mira, así que tú tienes que ahorrar. Mami le dio un training, como quien dice. So that's the kind of mentality that I truly want to increase, to influence among mis compueblanos, mis compatriotas. Eso de verdad me duele. For real, because I think that estamos cada vez más para atrás. You know how many videos, how many content there is on YouTube about artificial intelligence? I started with it. That's so hard. But yo estoy mucho más vieja. But I will do that. Coding. I have a YouTube friend here, and he learned himself how to code and all that stuff. And he worked actually, I guess, he lives in Italy. I have also an interview with him. In the how do you call that in English? En fin, in restaurantes, cafe, bars, he works in that kind of places, and it was closed during the pandemic. And he's also a personal trainer and a kind of model, he's very fit. But however, and he's trying to be also a YouTuber, he's not monetizing. But the fact that he taught himself how to code and how to, check for bugs and all that stuff, he was paid. He was home working. He was having some money during the pandemic. So, and he has also that mentality. So he learned himself that. So we have to learn about that. There is in Santiago, in Itla, a school about that. The future jobs, communication officer or social media managers. I mean, like I don't really have a social media. But you truly need to have ongoing social media, because before you check a company, you go to their Instagram, to check the brand, their personality, and all that stuff. So that's a job of the future. They have here in Belgium, in Flanders at least, they have modified the school system. The school system is very broad, but there are three new directions that children can study now, and one of them is communication, media and communication. For the ones that want to be, social media. How do you call them? I said it. Social media managers and all that stuff. Another is marketing and entrepreneurship. So they also have to create their own small business. They have to make marketing plan, blah blah blah, and also IT and entrepreneurship. Those children are 16 years old and they're learning about SQL, artificial intelligence, a lot of stuff. Everything that the IT departments does, those children that are 16 years old are learning. We need that in our countries as well. It's not going to happen, but a lot of that information is also on YouTube, on the platforms. And like, we are not doing that. We care about what La Perversa is doing, El Lápiz, and everyone, and they are not checking for that. So esa es la real y pura razón por la cual yo estoy en YouTube. I would like, them to open their eyes, and if they, if I can help, I would love to help them to, not to for Jordans, but to start their own company. I have a lot of ideas. I have a list of ideas. El diantre. My gosh, is there a day that I will not derail? Dios mío. Ay, yo hablando y hablando y no le estoy poniendo caso aquí. Yes. Morena. I learned a lot about Dior in here from so many channels, especially Christina's channels and a few others. Yes, Christina has an amazing channel. I followed Christina since she had actually a makeup channel, but she changed when she has a video about this as well, I guess. About she made a video about her DNA. People are very interested in Dominicans and their DNA and their identity. So from there, it started, and she has a lot of great content. And I think that it's a pity that that great content that she makes doesn't make a lot of views, or people don't really support that while requiring or while asking for that kind of content. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work and research. And editing. I hate editing. That's why I do lives, even though you guys are always there, thank God. But even if there's no one there, I will make them because I hate editing. That's not for me. So yes, Morena, that to me that's very odd. Like, you're half Dominican, but you have never been there, and that you don't know a lot about the culture. You already told me the reasons, but it's very nice, and I really applaud you, because you're not 15 anymore, and still you're interested, even though you have like a certain identity. But it's very cool. When you said to me that you were Cuban, I was like, oh my gosh, Benny More, Las 40, and all that stuff. Because although I'm Dominican, I grew up with Cuban music at home from my father, because he was older, and El Trio Los Pancho, Celia Cruz, everybody knows her, but all those people from in the 40s, and I grew up with Marranito, Marranito. So yeah, Cantinflas. So it's funny. It was funny to me. Order them from Amazon. I ordered a lot of groceries. Really? You order groceries from Amazon? Oh. Coco de agua on Amazon. I will see if that's available for you. But anyways, I can buy it now close from home. But I did not know you could buy groceries on Amazon. That's a good info. That's why salami, I couldn't find any. Anyway, especially from there, and my mom sends me stuff at times. Okay. Adobo and Goya. Oh, so you're like the Italians, blood moon, or like all the mothers. But in Italy, they have this culture that when they move from region, when they go to college or whatever, their parents always send them the food, or especially the olive oil from their region, because that's the good olive oil, or the good species, the good tomatoes with a good taste, the good garlic, and all that stuff. Yeah, thanks for the tip, Blood Moon. I will check that out as well. I use Masole, that flower. Yeah, no, I don't think that Americans steal things from other cultures and make it themselves. They monetize that. They're opportunistic, business opportunistic. That's how you make money. They take advantage of it. Why wouldn't they? If others don't do it, who's stopping them. I think that sometimes people get angry when they do it or Europeans do it, but the thing is like, why didn't you do it yourself before? Instead of getting mad, you have to understand the game. That's the game. So that's something I said to a Dominican woman in Antwerp that I discovered last year. She makes Dominican cakes and all those quipes, Dominican, quipe, como cosas que se sirven para los cumpleaños, empanadas. There's a name, I forgot. You know what I mean. Empanadas, quipes, and all that stuff. And the thing was again, oh no, I don't want to open my business because there are a lot of taxes and blah blah blah. But her public, her customers are mainly Dominicans or other Latin Americans as well. I'm like, you have to sell those products to other nations as well. You have to sell them to the Polish. The Polish are not saying no. I only sell to Polish people. No, the Portuguese are not saying no. I only sell my stuff to Portuguese people. So we have to sell our stuff to other people as well. We have to globalize it. So you have to, like, Arabs do that a lot as well. They sell their stuff to everyone who wants to buy it. Even stronger, a lot of, for instance, black businesses here or African businesses are owned by Arabs, like hair shops, like with the good hair shops, cosmetics, black cosmetics are held by Arabs and people from India. So they don't even know what they're selling, which kind of food, but they own those businesses. So that's a rule of the business. They're not making it theirs. And when we're Europeans and North Americans sell it, they're just capitalizing on it. There is a niche and you're not monetizing their niche. They can make money of that niche. Why not? We have to do the same. We have to learn the game actually. So yeah. Masole, really? Oh yeah, I don't remember. You may recuerdo de maicena, but not masole. I don't remember masole. Masole, plátano flour. I remember it by its brand name, Harina del Negrito. I didn't know that the name was masole. Okay. I lived in the DR until I was 10 years old. Same me. My grandmother used to make it con canela, segura, no? Flor de Oro says she's learning to code. Do you watch Coding Face? Yes. Él es dominicano. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I watch also, there's a guy he's Asian actually, and there is another one who's a white guy with a beard. I've watched some. I don't know how to code at all. No, nada. And there is also a Finnish platform. Diablo, yo estoy inscrita ahí, right? Code no sé qué DH. Se me olvidó. And they use that system, to teach convicts or prisoners how to code, and they teach them about entrepreneurship. So when they come out of prison, they can create their own jobs. But prison there in Scandinavia, compared with other countries, are hotels. So those guys are just like in college. That's good, providing information on becoming entrepreneurship. Yes, and I'm like, not even information on how to become an entrepreneur, because I think, okay, you're born or you can become an entrepreneur. That's not for everyone either, and I'm not going to coach them. I'm not going to tell them what they have to do, all the steps and all that stuff. What I want is to give them ideas. I am good at watching ideas. I have a kind of creativity that I see money everywhere. However, where I lack is in the execution. As my father-in-law likes to say, I am a tree You guys know it as well when I'm talking. I am a tree that grows like all the way around without order, and someone has to cut the edges, so it becomes very beautiful. Otherwise, I go all over the places and here and there. Like my mind is always all over the places, and I have like a certain type of creativity that I can see stuff and connect the dots, but I am not very well at executing things. So, but I know like you can make money with this. If you would do this, you can make money with this. With that, I see future there. I see that's coming. I see that trending. Blah blah blah. But I do not know how to, putting that to place would take me for a long time because I like to think. I'm a big perfectionist. Except, actually, this YouTube thing took me forever to launch because I thought, no, I have to make it like this with that lighting, blah blah blah. And then I had something, you know what? Me balanza, whatever. For example, like, oh my gosh, my nails are not even done. I cannot start today. But when I started, I was like, what the heck? I'm going to start now without thinking about it, and it's just like putting me before the camera and then just start. So that took me for years, that it has to be great. So I can't tell you, maybe you can do this. There is, in the VR there is this opportunity, that opportunity, that opportunity. But you live there. You're the one who has to make it, to do the work, actually. Morena, I don't watch any other Dominicans other than our little group. Oh, there are other Dominican content creators. Actually, you have Cindy Diaz, who's a makeup artist. I watched Cindy Diaz when I was in university in my last year or something like that. I don't remember. And she had another name, and I thought she had disappeared. And then 2 weeks ago, I discovered her again. I was shocked. I was, oh my gosh. You have Monique, but that's about makeup. Monica Muse Style, that's also about makeup. And then from the DR, you have a lot. You have a lot of content creators in the DR. USA, you have, se me olvidó el nombre de la blanquita. She's from New York. She's skinny. Vlogs. You have some. Yeah. You have a lot, actually. Flor de Ora says, now I need to watch that, learning something to add to my resume. Yes. Because in the future, when you will change your job, because we change our jobs more than people used to do before, they will ask you for sure, what did you learn? How did you take advantage of your time during the pandemic? So yeah. Morena says, Sam Mastina has video on history, you guys, for the panel. I learned so much from you guys. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Really, thank you. Salami and potato salad. Salami and potato salad made the AA way are my choice of food. Salami and potato salad. No. Oh my god, so funny. For real. No, en serio, Morena. Salami and potato salad, that combination. That must be interesting. You never know. Aquí Dominican sell many Dominican stuff like jugos naturales, morisoñados, pastelitos, hasta and little cars. I know, but those little cars here in the streets, that's very hard. They're now relaxing the rules because you need to have a lot of licenses and this and all of that. You can't just start a business like that here in Belgium or in Europe in general. It's impossible. You need to have licenses. You need to have, in order for you to open a business here, you have one, to make to pass a course, a business administration course, a basic one, of course, with the concept of accountancy, some marketing, some stuff. That's one. Of course, incorporate your business as a person or whatever. That's not a hard thing, Dus bedrijfsbeheer, dingen kopen. What's the third thing I had to do? So, yeah, you have to make your, in the business management course, also the business, you have to prove that you know that you have a degree or a core accomplished a recognized course of what you're talking of your business. If you're a nail stylist, you have to provide certification that you are a nail stylist. If you're a makeup artist, you have to provide a certification that you are a nail artist. And when it's about food, who like that's a lot of things, hygiene criteria, a lot of stuff. And many people say like, I'm not going to do that, I'm just formally I'm just going to do it on the low without paying taxes and all that stuff, and it's always like word of mouth, and that's why it stays generally in your own community. But yes, that's a long process opening a business here, especially when it comes to food. Yes. Hey, sorry guys, la batería. Se me cayó el cargador. Come back. Yes, I know in New York, they even sell I remember habichuela con dulce in las calles. I was like, what? In Chacá, I remember when I went to New York in 1999, I remember it was cool. In the summer, habichuela con dulce, that was the best thing ever. And my aunt said, like, I never make habichuela con dulce. I make it like, here, I buy it. They buy houses in DR and pay for their kids' school with that small business. Yes, I know. El dominicano es joseador y trabajador donde quiera que va. El problema es que no nos organizamos. Ah, thank you. A tu orden. A tu orden. Madrina. You watch Monica Muse more than as well. Yeah, she has nice. I follow all the. If you know you're Dominican, I follow you. That's just like, the way it is. I like that. But they make vlogs when they leave outside of the DR and they go back and they make vlogs. Sometimes I want to cry. Coding computer system and all that stuff. I was you stand hope. You get tired. Yeah, no, but no. It's better like that. Okay, not together. Woof, gracias. Hey, but you never know, because the French, if the French were to do that, then it would be une exquisitesse. It would be like, oh my gosh, oh la la, it's so, So when the French do something, it's good. How they get the license to stand in the corner or walk around, even without having papers, without having a legal status, are they allowed to do that? Wow. Because at least that's what I've heard, that many of those people that do that kind of job do not have a legal, usually don't have a legal status. Here, if you're illegal, you can't do anything. You're under the radar, actually. I think in all the countries. You can do, but not, you don't pay taxes. And you have you have the risk to be deported to your country. It's potato salad all the time. That's not rice and black beans. Black beans. Is it not something mojado that you guys call it in Cuba? No sé qué mojado. Or something with the black beans. I know, and Brazilians do that a lot as well, black beans. I know I know what you mean. I like it pink with the beets. I like it pink with the beets. I do not understand that expression, but okay. Okay, Concha, me están dando hambre ustedes, mujeres. You're full. Me too. Oh, actually, I would like to have a workout addiction. You hear all the time those people, those ladies that they became addicted to working out and all of that, and they shaped their body and became top sporter. How you call this? I forget everything. They became very toned. I would like to working out be my addiction. I think that they pay taxes somehow. All right. Well, ladies, thank you for being there. We started with mental health and depression, and we ended here. So yes, you guys already know you're the ones that know specifically what I actually intended and still intend to do with this channel. But also, I want to reach my Dominican people from the U.S. in kind of way. Ensalada de papa se pone rosada con remolacha. Ah, sí, sí, pero eso está bien. Se le pone huevo, mayonesa, todo eso. Why not? Ropa vieja. Ok. Ah, picadillo. Ah, picadillo. What's that? I don't know. O sea, picadillo no son sandwichitos con carne y queso. That's, no sé. Yeah. So, ladies, everyone, thank you very much for being there and supporting me as usual. Maybe we'll see each other tomorrow again with another more laid back topic. I don't know. So thank you so much for being there and for your your next time in Spanish clickbait. Clickbait should be in Spanish. But then it's in English and then they will leave. Sí, carne molida. Yes. Okay, ponlo en español. ¿Y tenemos el live en español también? ¿Lo hacemos en español or not? Sí, porque total, dime esto, aquí estamos en español. Okay, maybe we can have next time, tomorrow, así, un live in Spanish. Yeah, we'll see de qué hablamos. That would be cool. Yeah, sí que mujeres, thank you for your support. Y Morena, thank you for your comment. What you see is what you get. Of course, I'm not talking about my private life and all that stuff here, but la que tú estás viendo aquí soy yo y no para nada, mi intención no es para nada mala en ningún sentido, sino dar mi punto de vista que nadie me lo ha pedido, porque nadie me lo ha dado. Soy yo de fresca, I know. Pero en fin, dando mi punto de vista, sí, y ver qué pasa, y me encantaría, concha, que todos crezcamos y que nos vaya bien como comunidad y, concha, que seamos como los daneses, ¿por qué no? Your fourth fans speak Spanish. Yeah, my fourth fans. Thank you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure for me, para mí, ustedes, gracias. My 4 supporters, eso es, que trabajan, en fin, que me acompañan y que me ayudan. Ok, virtual hug a todas. Blood Moon, ahí, whoop. Beso, que tengan buenas noches y yo a comer y a dormir. Adiós, bye bye. Like, subscribe, everything. Bye.